Hello everyone, thanks for coming along and joining me today. I've got loads of information to share that will be useful for all of you, so please do watch right through to the end. I guarantee it's going to be worth the investment of time. My name's David Forder. I'm CEO and founder at Sentia AI. So who am I? I'm an Australian now living in the Bay Area. Twice I've successfully led billion-dollar sales organizations, and I founded 3 startups, the most recent being my current business, Sentia AI. Aside from being considered somewhat of an expert in sales process, I also taught myself coding quite a few years back and built the first generation of our product Sentia. Our focus for the past decade or so has been on AI and how it's going to impact on businesses. But primarily, I'm a business professional, bit of a nerd that loves data. I love process and systems, and I've spent my whole life making sure that businesses can make more money by changing the way people work at work. So how do you ensure that your business's investment in AI actually adds value? AI is everywhere right now. I'm sure we've all played around with ChatGPT and Bard and others. It's fun, it has amazing potential, but it can make stuff up too, which is not so great when being used by businesses. The formal term for this is hallucinating, but it's a pretty kind way of reframing what is basically an AI screw-up. It's still very early tech, and they don't call it the bleeding edge for no reason. So today, I'm going to explain how you can avoid those band-aids. I'm going to run through what you need to know before making an investment in AI technology in your business. AI purchases and AI deployment are risky. They can go horribly wrong, they're expensive, to do them effectively can need serious amounts of money. I promise to explain exactly how you can make certain that an investment in AI will be a success, that it will provide a substantial return for you. I'm going to give you the information to let you avoid any missteps. In some cases, a poor purchase decision could be a major embarrassment, maybe even cost you your job. The market is awash with choice. At the moment, believe it or not, there's around 6,500 AI applications out there, with more being added every single day. I want to guide you on what you need to consider before jumping in. Or, if you've already jumped, don't panic. I know how to make what you have now work better. I'm going to reveal what actually stops most software, including AI, from adding huge value to businesses. Following that, I'll demonstrate what we've done with AI at Sentia, how you can make use of this also. It's a huge game changer. But enough with all the funnies, let's get started. So that confused looking gentleman at the top right of my slide is Robert Solow. Robert won the Nobel Prize for Economics in 1987, but had worked for decades prior to this, looking specifically at business performance. He's most famous for what's referred to as the Solow paradox. Basically, he lamented that we can all see huge benefits for society in the adoption of technology, automation, and software, except in business productivity statistics. He's very confused. He'd spent a lifetime looking at productivity from the 60s through to the 90s and found that the more companies spent on technology, the more their productivity dropped. Over that 30-year stretch, spend on technology grew by 25% each year, while productivity dropped on average 3% a year. But I can hear you all saying that was then. It was the 90s. Music was good, maybe, but not much else was. Robert, if he was around today, would still be confused. Over the last 5 years, the spend on enterprise software, this chart focuses on CRM, has actually tripled, while sales productivity has dropped by 25%, down from 63% in 2017 to 50% last year. So what's going on? And most importantly, you're all here because you're considering investment in AI technology. Wouldn't it make sense to first understand this trend? Do not get caught spending even more on tech, in this case AI, and find that your productivity drops even more. If we're all spending close to $70 billion a year, maybe $80 billion by next year, and it's not delivering a productivity gain, in fact, productivity is dropping like a stone, then it's important we don't just throw more technology, AI, at the issue without understanding first what's going on. Bear with me. Together, I think we can find the cause. I'm going to focus here on CRM, but the same applies to most other enterprise software. I'm going to look at some key statistics, but it will be worth it, I promise. And these are current statistics. They relate to just the last 12 months, and I believe they tell a powerful story. Remember first that around 85% of all CRM users in your business are in customer-facing roles, sales roles or service roles. It's a key fact. First, let's look at user adoption. Frankly, it's terrible. Only 26% of these customer-facing teams actively use your CRM every single day. I think we can all agree that if only 26% of them are using the CRM every day, then the CRM can't possibly pay back, regardless of how effective it may be. The software can't provide benefits if 3/4 of your team is not using it every day. Point 2. Another symptom of the problem. A very recent study found that sales teams are now only able to spend 28% of their time actually selling. Worse than that, it's down from 34% just 5 years ago. That's a negative drop of 20% over 5 years. Point 3. 66% of sales reps say they're drowning in sales tools, and on average, they're asked to use up to 10 different tools every day. Now 10 sounds a lot, but let's game this out together. They obviously have to be using an email program, Outlook, maybe Google Mail, and there'll be a CRM of some sort there, Salesforce Dynamics or something else. Then almost every one of these teams is using LinkedIn and LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is a completely separate app with a separate inbox for some reason, which means 2 apps every day for LinkedIn. Then there'll be Zoom Info or something similar for phone numbers, titles, email addresses, a VoIP product of some sort to make phone calls, lead generation software, pipeline management tools like Revenue Grid or SalesLoft, SharePoint or some other sort of CMS, email marketing software, Microsoft Office products, Slack, Teams, Zoom, quoting tools, maybe order management software, inventory systems, every single day. It's actually amazing that any of them can find 28% of their time to actually sell, given this load of applications you'll be asking them to use. In fact, Forrester recently reported that staff are so frustrated with the software they have to use at work that they've considered leaving because of it. So, along comes AI, and a huge number of firms, 6,500 so far, are asking you to buy their products and improve productivity. Based on what you know, what I've presented so far, it's not likely to be the outcome. Is AI going to make things better? Or based on what I've covered, that kind of app hell that your team faces every day, will implementing AI just make things worse? The solution, the answer, it's simple, but not easy. Before you invest any more in technology, make sure it works for your staff, the users, not the CFO, not the CIO or C-suite, the users, your customer-facing teams, those 85% of users of your CRM. So what do I mean? How can you resolve this problem? Your team will embrace technology if it works for them. When it does, they'll use the software, and the software will then drive productivity benefits. Your team look at what you ask them to use every day and ask themselves, what's in it for me? I often hear that salespeople are just anti-software or anti-technology. It's not true. Salespeople were the first to adopt cell phones, emails, LinkedIn. They are not anti-technology, but they're very transactional when they decide on what they're going to use every day. If it doesn't add value, if it doesn't help them earn more sales and earn more money, then they won't play ball. The current crop of CRMs, in fact, they believe that all of the enterprise software out there and almost all of these AI products being released do nothing for them. So what do they need? What is it they actually want? Think about the software that most of your team embraces and loves. Can you picture any? I can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. What do these do differently? Bear with me once more. If you want to know what your best friend did on the weekend, do you open up your Facebook application, scroll through your list of friends, hunt for their profile page, and take a look at what they've posted? No, you don't. Facebook pushes these posts to you in your wall. It does the work. It sends you cards telling you what it thinks you need to know. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, even LinkedIn does the same thing. These apps all consist of a center panel where cards surface in real time, automatically telling you what you need to know. They push what they think you need to know to you. No scrolling through lists of names, pages, records, list views, and multiple tabs. Contrast this with the usual enterprise software screen. Data-heavy screens, lots of lists, lots of headaches. When I was confronted with pushback from my own customer-facing teams in my own business some years back, I recognized this and decided to solve for it. I was making a huge investment in CRM software each year and realized, as explained earlier, I wasn't getting a payback on that investment. I decided to solve it. I asked my 1,500 CRM users, all salespeople, to help me to uncover what they felt would make the perfect software package. What would it have to do to work for them and to have them embrace it? So what did we find? Number one, they want the software to tell them automatically what they need to do and know every single day. They want the software to do the data entry and do the admin. Number two, they want the software to tell them exactly how they're performing. No more having to stare for hours at mind-numbing dashboards and reports. Number three, they want the software to tell them how they can improve. Gen Z and millennials want to be coached. They want to upskill themselves. They want the software to let them know how they can get better at their craft. So what does this all mean for businesses looking to invest in AI, but wanting a great return on that AI investment? Before you invest any more on technology, AI or otherwise, make sure it works for your staff, the users, that 85%. As I said earlier, not the CFO, not the CIO or the C-suite, your customer-facing teams. So how do you do this? Let's design the perfect piece of AI-driven software together. Let's look at what it would need to do. All of the major software groups tend to look at these needs when designing their products. And frankly, they all meet these needs fairly well. Security, compliance, scalability, process, needs to be customizable. Most importantly, a single source of truth and accuracy. It needs to be a single source of all of the business's information about their customers, their team's activities, calls, emails, notes, and tasks. But we know that this is not working. Remember that 26% adoption number. Because 3/4 of the team is refusing to embrace the CRM and use it every day, this type of system will never drive the productivity benefits that you need to justify the cost, and it will never be as effective as a system of record. The activity data is incomplete, it's wrong. The pipeline data is inaccurate. It's not working for the C-suite as a single source of truth because of this at the moment. So let's design a fix for this. We don't want you to change your CRM. Stay with Salesforce, Dynamics, NetSuite, whatever it is. It does meet all of these corporate requirements listed, but introduce intelligence. Power them with multiple AI technologies to deliver the user needs, those needs that the 85% need to ensure they embrace and use the CRM. In a card-based user interface like those social media products that they love, tell them what they need to do, what they need to know, tell them where they're at in terms of moving towards quotas, add value, do data admin. AI can do all of this now if it's incorporated correctly. So stay with your CRM, Salesforce, Dynamics, NetSuite, whatever, but fix it to meet the user's needs. But at the same time, don't forget to also bring in all of the information across all of those other 10+ applications for users. So they only need a single place to work every day that interfaces with all these other applications that you're requiring them to use within your current CRM. Okay, is that a tough job? Yes, but it's okay because we've done it for you. Sentia is a game changer for CRM, and it can be used with just about any CRM you may be using now. Sentia is how AI needs to be utilized to be sure that it adds value for your teams. It provides a simple user interface for all users inside your CRM, customized for your business, your processes, and your users. Best of news, customized by us. It surfaces cards in real time, cards telling them what to do, and in what order to be successful, just like that social media software that they choose to use every day. It does just about all of their data entry. It automates most tasks. It drafts emails and tells them what to say to answer objections. Sentia also acts as a world-class analyst, telling them exactly how they're performing and pushing insights to them, covering their progress towards quota, benchmarks, targets. As well, Sentia provides coaching, training, learning material as needed, and loads more. It even highlights deal risks. Sentia supercharges user adoption from that 26% up to 95% plus. It incorporates over half a dozen AI technologies, and it's ready to go now. It's in use by clients, and it brings inside all of the external apps your team have to use every day into one single user interface. It's built natively for Salesforce.com, but it works with other enterprise software packages and CRMs as well. So let's take a live look at a demo now.